And welcome back to Trekyards Mission Briefing, your weekly Wednesday dose of Starship goodness, looking at hopefully, we have yet to be determined, but a cool ship from the Trek universe, from being official to canon to licensed, all three are different somehow, to fan to game to everything and anything, even space stations and work bees and probes, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
Stuart, hi,
Yes.
what are we doing today?
Hi. Today we are going to be looking at a ship from a game, a very popular game called Star Trek Online.
I've heard of it.
You have? Wow, that's cool. See, I told you it was popular. Today we're looking at the Daystrom class Miracle Worker Cruiser. I stumbled upon this thing and I was immediately impressed because this is a neat design, to say the least. It's got a lot going on and a lot to discuss, so yes.
And I'll just say that I remember when these ships came out quite a few months ago. Thomas Maroney, who's a big friend of the show, a lot of the STO guys are, but they were on a live stream and they were talking about how this ship is a bit divisive. Some people think it's too big and too bulky, and this first angle doesn't quite reflect why people are divided on it.
We'll get it.
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
I think he designed this one, or at least he was very influential in the whole set of them. And I was like, Thomas, should we talk about this ship at some point? This angle, really cool. STO, those guys are tremendous talents because they respect the canon, they use a canon, and yet they design inside the Trek box, but to do new things. Like, these nacelles are new, they're different than the original, but they still are clearly what they are. The source is new, different, original, but clearly what it is. They've really refined how to design. And so I'm almost always impressed by the new things, which is impressive in and of itself. That's something new. So again, always great kudos to the STO guys. I mean, those are the guys that are really progressing the Prime canon, as it were. So well done to them. And this ship is, from this angle, really interesting. I'll say interesting.
It's beautiful from this angle. I really like this angle. The new nacelle design, as you said, I really like the new nacelle design. It's kind of got a retro vibe to it, but at the same time, it's the fact there are four of them. We all know I'm a Dreadnought guy. I'd like to see a 3 nacelle ship at some point, other than the Galaxy X. But 4 will work for me. That's fine. And the way they've got them placed here, it's cool looking. I really like this. I also like the color palette that this one in particular has.
I like the nacelles are giving line of sight to each other. Like, they're facing each other. Like, the glow elements are all in the internal bit. It's nice. It's also more protective. You're not screaming out, here, attack this bit, stop us from going to warp. The only thing that gets me is the window scaling. It's very, very small.
It's a big ship, I think, right?
It is, and that's the thing. As a design, I'd love to see it a much smaller ship. I think I could relate to it more. Although, the escape pod size to the window, I don't feel is quite right. I don't know why. There's definitely not enough escape pod hatches, though I'm assuming that ring of internal sort of pointy bits next to the red rim is also escape pods of a different type, but it hasn't got a lot of escape pods for the amount of people it theoretically has. It's, like I said, I'd love it to be half as big, and then the windows to reflect that. I think it'd be really cool to see the more relatable sized ship. But we'll get to that in a minute, I think.
Yeah. And one of the most obvious things about this is there's no discernible bridge module that is visible. It's not in the normal place. Even if you move back and take a look, there doesn't seem to be a place for the bridge. So maybe it's inset more in the middle of the saucer, or even in that bulky part, which is neat because a lot of people complain that the bridge shouldn't be on top. It's an easy target, and this one kind of takes care of that situation. So
I hate that, because so the warp engines, so the impulse engines, so the lifeboats,
so the pylons,
everything's an easy target because it's all visible. Just make a Borg cube, then you're perfect. Next picture though, the back view, and the bridge itself, it does change the whole feel of it. It makes it more, well, obviously flat, but more static. Does that make sense? Like, it's just pieces combined. It's got less relatableness to it, although I think the bridge would seem very small. But the back view, it's what's the ship that has a similar angling nacelles? There's a few fan ones. Don't know if there is one in canon. I guess the Akira would be the closest one. It's got more of that sort of vibe. Not how it feels from the front, how the pylons are hyper integrated and smooth, and there's now there's this hump. You know, it's all a bit more, all the mess at the back. Also, we think. What do you think of this view?
Again, this is a fantastic view. I do like it's almost got a Daredevil style kind of look in the middle there. But the placement of the impulse engines is really neat. Usually on Star Trek Online ships, they have impulse engines placed in the struts. This has kind of not done that and put them on top and bottom. And I really like that. I think that looks really cool. So yeah, this is a very good view, I think.
I'm kind of liking less the nacelles though. How limited they are in terms of coils. I don't know, they could do with a bit more, I think. Well, it's interesting, there's a slit at the back of coil. It's interesting. Don't know what I think yet. It's interesting.
Yeah, I like it. Now, the next picture is where it kind of comes to controversy, I guess, because this is big and bulky, to say the least. It looks like the Klingon cleaver ship from Discovery, almost.
It's a bit different from this view. Just a bit.
Different feel altogether. It's not as sleek and smooth looking, as agile. It seems more like a whale.
Whale is good. I mean, what do you think, though? You've described it, but I mean, there's the controversialness of it. But what do you think?
Again, it's space, so you don't need aerodynamics, really. And it is a scientific cruiser. So it's probably got a lot of different science labs and specialist stuff going on. So I think this is all right. I mean, it's not designed really to go into battle, I don't think. This is more, even though it is 4 nacelled, so it is, more up with the Dreadnought kind of category. But
that could just be to propel a bigger ship. I mean, the Dreadnought, is it's not much bigger than the TOS Connie, and they know you just need one more nacelle to do a bit more power. This is a much larger ship, so maybe you just need 4 to keep it going, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I don't really have a problem with it. It's not pretty from this view at all, and it does lose a lot of the good faith I just instilled in me with the last few views. That being said, if it could separate in that top part, take 2 nacelles with it to be like a battleship, while the other part was more of the scientific.
That's cool, yeah.
That'd be cool. I don't know if it does that, but that would make it kind of a very multi-mission platform to be able to leave a scientific research vessel doing something while the other part takes off and does what it needs to do. In that case, long-range scientific exploration vessel totally works for me. I like it, but it's not the prettiest, gotta say.
It feels super functional. This was designed for a reason, and I love that sort of form for its function. If something's going really far outside the box, it's hopefully for a reason, And this is because they need a big secondary hull, a lot of space in the neck. I mean, they've really they've given it, Excelsior Enterprise D, secondary hull bit, chucked a bit on the bottom of it, and taken the neck and then quadrupled it in every respect, and then just slapped it on a very simple saucer. I mean, it's amazing how you reproportion it changes it radically. But it's saying, right, we need all this space, and we need everything to be bulky, so that no torpedoes can get through, so no phasers, there's no weak points like that. That said, then there's thinner bits at the bottom, the back, sorry. And I believe that if you look between the 2 hulls, there's a bit that is in between. That's meant to have, I believe, warp cores actually visible, or like warp core streams. It's got a special drive, and there's like 2 of them, I think. I saw this live on the stream with those guys. I think that's actually where it's kind of a strange one, but Thomas was very proud of that detail, because it's a different sort of thing you had to do for that. But I like the engines more here. I like the deflector. That's pretty much all I like. But it well, because I see the neck and I see kind of like a skeleton, pieces ripped out of it, and there's it's surprisingly not a lot there, considering the statement it's trying to make, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I'm surprised you say you like the deflector though. The deflector seems very blah to me, very not interesting at all.
Yeah, but I kind of like it's just a big, bulky. Like again, if this is a higher poly mesh, I'm sure the middle bit might have like a little door that opens and you have the super long range deflector inside of it. I don't know, it's just it works with how bulky it is, I think. You know? It's not sexy, it's not elegant, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again though, too few escape pods the amount of people. I mean what is going on here? There's like 10 times that people to escape pod. I think that's a
Well, I think the
there's
next
even
picture
space for
answers
them.
that.
Oh,
I think the next picture answers that question. Another great view of the bottom. This again makes it look very sleek. This is one of those ones where certain angles really change the vibe of the
oh
ship.
yeah.
And you can see all the escape pods along the bottom ring there. There are quite a few. So I don't know.
Yeah,
But you're right. It does have a very Excelsior-esque cutout at the back of the secondary hull.
Massive.
Yeah, and these engines look so impressive. They look like they're almost spaced further apart. Do they move, do you think?
Gosh, ooh.
That'd be neat if it did that.
Oh no, this is a different ship. Go out to the last picture. Look at the size of the nacelles. That's a different engine design.
It's just one of the variations on the design.
Yeah, exactly. So in STO you can have multiple skins, can't you?
Yeah, this is the folder that Thomas directed me to get pictures of it. So
yeah, so it's different nacelle, slightly more conventional. I do like these nacelles. Shouldn't be black. They might only change, but I like the ribbing, striping, the back looks really nice. So yeah, I definitely agree that the pylons are further apart, and the impulse engines are also different. This is an interesting variation. Yeah, I think that X-wing mentality, having them all out, will probably help the bulk.
Yes. Yeah.
It won't look good, but it'll feel there's more of a reason for it.
Yes. Yeah.
But this view's not bad. I mean, it just feels like not so mobile starbase, but I keep seeing that bottom. I keep thinking Noah's Ark, just like this big boat of stuff. You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop out of warp, and now you've got, 130 rooms of cargo bays, of science labs, of people, dance rooms. I don't know. It's a big dance ship. I don't know. Space. A space.
Space, the dancing frontier.
These are the voyages of the tap shoes.
You go to the next picture. This goes back to the original nacelle design and configuration where they're closer together, but you can still see that huge bulk at the front. Again, it does look bulky here, but not as bulky as that one picture because the different angle really changes things. Yeah, this isn't my favorite view for sure, but you can get a sense of scale. Like, look at those windows.
That's what I mean.
This is a gigantic ship.
They're a little bit too small, I feel like. Just a smidge. And again, way too few escape pods. Because think about it, each of those windows is a deck.
Yeah. And it seems like the windows on the secondary hull are much bigger than the ones on the saucer.
It doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, the saucer's not that far away that it'd be much of a perspective change. But here again, too, you can see escape pods on the bottom of the hull. I like this design. It's cool.
It's very much the minivan.
Minivan.
Or the cargo truck. It's got
the
a big
lorry,
bulk,
as you would say.
Thank you. Lorry, yeah. It's got a big bulk in the middle, and then a sauce on the top, like a lorry. That's what we have. I like the lower planetary sensor dome. Looks a bit more advanced. Although this deflector does kind of fall apart. I think the fact it was hidden in shadow last time helped. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Why?
I was not impressed with it. Yeah, exactly.
Bit confusing.
There's an interesting blue line.
Yeah.
Again, it's a scientific research vessel, so those are all like special, sensor palettes and stuff, which is fine. But
what was it called again? Because I think it wasn't called engineering as well.
What called engineering?
The ship. What's the class name? Or
Daystrom Science Miracle Worker class.
See, Miracle Worker, I believe that's obviously linked to Scotty. I think it's meant to be sort of engineering as well.
Yeah. But it's a science-focused variant that has been named after one of the Federation's greatest minds, Dr. Richard Daystrom. So that's how the description is on Star Trek Online. So, photonic boarding party, armored hull, enhanced hull plating, rapid repairs, and absorbative hull plating.
Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very important. I mean, without absorbative, you are not absorbing enough.
Right? Anyway, let's go to the last picture. And this is a shot of it sailing off into the dark, into the vastness of space. And again, it brings back that original feel, that sleek, fast, really dynamic, cool-looking ship.
Well, it's because the angles are so organically curvy, but yes, but with a fat gut. This angle.
Hey, it's like me. It's all sleek and sexy, but I got a fat gut. You know what I'm saying? Got the beer belly going on. This is the Captain Foley of starships, is what that is, I guess.
Yeah, I just add 2 more nacelles, so it's a double dreadnought for you. You know, because the future.
Exactly.
Just what you want, double dreadnought. Yeah, it is a good angle. Actually, I think I would love to see it. I would love to see it without the low nacelle, without the big hump, and cut the middle bit in half. Just how the integration is at the top, the bump, the nacelle. That would look really nice, and actually very Discovery-y. Actually.
Yeah, kind of.
Because it's kind of got that triangle, but really nice, sleek curves. That's very Discovery-y, but just better. just better.
Well,
that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, well, the bulk of this ship, I mean, that's what is just takes away from it for me. Like, you could, sleek this down quite a bit, make it really fast and agile looking. But the bulkiness of this ship, instead of a science vessel, says more to me like a hospital ship. This would be one that would be like behind the lines, you know, not necessarily up front, and, you know, a hospital ship. Even this picture, it looks like it's got a red cross on the back of it.
I've been thinking that whole time, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, as a hospital ship, this would work really well.
Or double down, the space could be factories, like industrial replicators.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you just need raw space. Yeah.
Cool.
I like it overall. I think they know. I mean, they didn't think, ooh, that bottom looks sexy as sin. Like, they know it's a bit. But I think that's sort of the point in this class. It's meant to have that sort of bulk, that strength, that whaley feel, and sometimes you need that. You know, sometimes.
Right. This is the ship that's rocking the dad bod. Anyway, guys, I think
what we're saying is go play STO, Star Trek Online.
Yes, absolutely.
Free on Steam. Not sponsored by, but just saying it's fun.
I want to play with this ship in game now and modify it and see all the different variations that you can make of it, because I'm sure there's some cool stuff. So, but yeah, anyway, look forward to hearing your thoughts. But in the meantime, click like, subscribe, notify, icon, all that jazz, and go visit us on Facebook, because we got the Facebook group, and we have Team Trekyards in Star Trek Online. Go and join the fleet. We got a wicked cool starbase and some really cool people in charge. So head on over and join the fleet.
And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, directly support us on Trekyards.com. That donate button, you click it, and give a little bit, we say thanks in spirit. Or Patreon, the monthly donation service, you give a little bit each and every month, and it mounts up, and we use it to make more and then better, and then more of you give, and then we can make more and better, and this is a wonderful, you know, situation where everyone wins, hopefully. So please give. Patreon/Trekyards.
So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
I am Commander Kings.
Bye.
Bye, guys.